Hello. Now that you've completed learning the ins and outs of creating a narrative script, it's time to go over the other script format you will see in the industry. A different format is needed because there are other mediums in which a narrative script is not the best tool for the job. This is what's known as an AV script. This script is the kind you create when you are doing things like commercials, documentaries, music videos, training videos, and vlogs. In this exercise, I will be demonstrating how an AV script differs from narrative script and how to create an AV script for yourself. This is the script of what you have seen so far. The AV script divides video and audio into two separate columns. Here is a narrative script with the same information as in the AV script. As you can see here, we have the same images as were just seen on the screen. In a narrative format, the images take up almost half of a page, where the AV script is about 1/8 of the page. The reason for these differences is that a narrative script is designed to be open for interpretation by an eventual director and crew. But if you look at any commercial, industrial, instructional, or music video, they are really nothing more than a series of shots. Even the more creative ones, well, there may be a narrative story structure, or interpreting the song, or demonstrating a procedure, they are mostly shot-centric due to the nature of the piece. An AV script is written so that each element is as close as possible to how the eventual finished product will look. This is sometimes referred to as shooting the edit. Now, Final Draft does not format AV script. Their target is more inclined to the narrative format alone. So a writer using an AV format needs to build a script template from scratch. I will be using Microsoft Word. There is a similar method to creating this template in Pages, but I am using Word because this creates a template that could be used on both a Mac and Windows machine running Word. So first we need to start with a new blank page. The AV script is created as a table. This is done by clicking Tables. Then in the upper left, you will see a box marked New with a pull-down arrow. To get started, click on the pull-down arrow and hover over the squares. An AV script has two columns to separate video and audio, then each shot will make up separate rows. You want to pick how many rows you want to start with. So for the sake of this exercise, I will start with 5 rows. So you will hover over the columns and the rows. 2 columns and 5 rows are highlighted. Click on the last box and your table is created on the page. Each one of these boxes is referred to as cells. To make sure you're working in the proper font, you need to highlight all the cells you start with. Now choose Courier New. And make sure you're at 12-point type. This is the standard font for all scripts. From here forward, any new cells you create will have that font. Click on the top left cell and then click on Center Justify and Bold. Now, in all caps, type in the word video. Now tab over. Tabbing moves you from cell to cell. In this cell, you will do the same formatting and type audio. You now have a template that you can save and launch every time you need an AV script. Do a save as and name it. For this exercise, I'm going to name it after this session. Once you have this, it is just a matter of typing the elements of your script. These elements are similar to a narrative script. You need to have a scene heading just as in a narrative. Here it will go in the first video cell in all caps. Unlike a scene heading in a narrative, there is a colon after the heading. For the sake of this video, I'm going to cut and paste one that I already have typed. So here we have interior building 4D cubicle area day, and putting in the colon. Now, moving down the page, you will type the scene as you would a narrative, but unlike a narrative, you are typing in the type of shot as well as describing what is seen on the screen in more detail. So if our video is going to start with a live shot, we are going to type WS for wide shot, put in a colon, and then we are going to type in what is going to be seen. So here we have Michael at his desk. The shot is typed in abbreviation form followed by the colon. As you hit enter, you will notice that the cell continues to open as you type. As long as you keep hitting enter, you can type in anything for this shot. When you are done with the description, you then go back and put in the audio. You tab over, it brings you to audio, and for any characters talking, you will type their name in all caps, and here you underline it. But unlike a narrative script where you write what is seen then talked about, here you need to line up exactly where the dialogue goes in relationship to the image. So if the character doesn't start speaking until halfway down, you need to hit enter until it lines up. Here is where you type your dialogue. So underline Michael in all caps, and then you would hit enter and you would begin typing the dialogue. Because this type of script is shot centric, anytime you want to change the shot, you need to move it to a new cell. So in the first shot, we had a wide shot. Now we want to move in on the subject. So since you already have a cell available, under video, you tab to it. Since you are still in the same location, you don't need to do a new scene heading. Just type in the shot and what is being seen. Then tab over and put in the So you don't have to follow along for the rest of this. I have typed up a script that already has reached the end of my 5 cells. As you can see here, I have used up all of my 5 rows. To keep working, simply click Add New Column below in the table layout. So, table layout, I make sure that I am clicked on the final cell, and then you will see you have above, below, left, right. So just click on below. It now adds a new column. You can click as many times as you want. You can always delete what you don't use. And of course, you are deleting a row. As long as you think in shots and dialogue as you create your piece, you should have no trouble at all. One final thing, be sure to insert a page number. You would also make sure to turn off show number on first page. This is standard for all scripts, and put the script page at the top of the page. Leave the first number blank, just like on a narrative script. This completes how to create an AV script, so good luck on your projects.